Not my son. Meghan Markle screams in panic after furious King Charles kicks Prince Harry out from all his inheritance. You're cut off. The 5 words that sent shockwaves through the royal family. You know that moment when someone slams a door and the entire house shakes? Yeah, that just happened at Buckingham Palace. Picture this. A blistering confrontation in a velvet-draped room. King Charles III's face flushed with fury, Meghan Markle's jaw on the floor, and Prince Harry standing frozen, caught between his title and his truth. The royal vault just slammed shut on Harry's fingers, and let's just say, it wasn't gentle. Not my son. Meghan allegedly screamed, her voice bouncing off marble walls as she learned the devastating news. Harry, once the beloved spare, has now become, dare we say it, the royal reject. But how did it come to this? And what made King Charles slam the inheritance door so hard it echoed across the globe? Buckle up, royal watchers. This is the inheritance fallout no one saw coming. Well, except maybe the Queen's corgis. The royal fallout, how a family rift turned into a full-blown financial fiasco. This wasn't just any spat over holiday plans or who gets which country estate on the weekends. This was the royal smackdown. The kind of generational drama that makes succession look like a polite dinner party. Let's rewind. After years of bombshell interviews, Netflix documentaries, memoirs that should have come with fire warnings, looking at you, spare, and that whole stepping down from royal duties situation, Harry's relationship with his family became, well, frostier than a Windsor Christmas. But many assumed that despite the frost, the royal inheritance was still safe. Surely King Charles wouldn't actually write Harry out of his will, right?
Wrong.
According to royal insiders, after months of behind-the-scenes turbulence, including the alleged misuse of charity funds, Meghan's controversial public appearances, and Harry's rumored last straw comments, Charles made a final, shocking decision. No castles, no cash, no cut of the crown. Just like that, the royal purse strings were pulled tight, and Harry found himself on the outside looking in. But was it fair? Was it calculated revenge? Or a desperate attempt to protect the monarchy's image? And most importantly, what does Meghan do next? Meghan's meltdown, a moment of panic or a calculated play? If you've ever had a partner lose their job and your first thought was, how are we going to pay for Netflix and oat milk now? Then Meghan's reaction might feel painfully relatable. Eyewitnesses claim she was visibly distressed after learning Harry had been financially iced out. Her scream of, "Not my son," wasn't just maternal instinct, it was desperation, shock, and yes, maybe a pinch of rage. Let's be real, Meghan isn't just a royal spouse. She's a woman who went from Hollywood hustle to castle life, then back to the chaos of American tabloids. This inheritance bombshell wasn't just a royal issue. It hit her personally. Behind closed doors, sources say Meghan immediately began strategizing, calling lawyers, advisors, and possibly even her old Hollywood PR team. Because when the royal vault slams shut, you either crumble or pivot. But what's next for the former Duchess? Is a tell-all sequel in the works? A new business venture? Or maybe something even bigger?
Stay tuned.
The price of freedom. Was ditching royal life worth it for Harry? When Harry and Meghan left the royal family, they framed it as a bold move for independence, peace, and a new life in sunny California. And for a while, it seemed like they were thriving: Oprah interviews, podcast deals, and Netflix checks. But freedom comes with a price tag. And without royal funding or inheritance, it's a steep one. Insiders say Harry is struggling emotionally and financially. His US-based ventures haven't always delivered as expected, and his once royal status doesn't hold as much power across the pond. Now, with Charles's cold-cut move, Harry's facing a harsh reality. Without the crown, the cash dries up fast. But here's the kicker. Would you give up generational wealth for love and autonomy? And if you did, would your partner still think it was worth it? These are the questions echoing in Montecito right now. The king's move, a ruthless ruler or a protective father? Let's talk about King Charles. To some, his decision feels ruthless. To others, it's long overdue. After all, Harry's recent antics, from his memoirs' salacious revelations to that late-night palace visit gone viral, haven't exactly. Absolutely. Let's dive deeper into the aftermath, the behind-the-scenes family whispers, and what this bombshell means not just for Harry and Meghan, but for the next generation of royals, the monarchy's future PR game, and your own power to reclaim your narrative. The Windsor Whisper Network. What the royals really think about Harry's exile. Behind the palace gates, the whispers are louder than ever. And while the royal family never officially comments on personal matters, cue the classic no comment from the palace press office. Insiders say the tension is at an all-time high. Princess Anne? Allegedly furious. She's known for her no-nonsense approach, and sources say she believes Harry knew what he was doing and now must face the consequences. Prince Edward? Quiet but cold. While he's tried to stay out of the mess, his loyalty lies with the crown. Prince William? Oh, that one's complicated. William is said to be both relieved and regretful. While cutting ties with Harry might have reduced the tension in royal meetings, it's also deepened the emotional rift between the once-close brothers. And with their father now taking such a drastic step, reconciliation seems further away than ever. But here's the kicker. What does this mean for the next generation? George, Charlotte, Louis, and Archie? The future royals in the shadow of a family feud. When history books are written about this generation of royals, it won't be just about crowns and carriages. It'll be about conflict, cancellation, and consequence. Prince George, second in line to the throne, is growing up under intense scrutiny. And now, with his uncle Harry essentially deleted from the royal family's legacy, the pressure on him just got 10x heavier. Will Charlotte and Louis follow traditional royal paths? Will they be allowed more freedom than Harry ever had? And then there's Archie and Lilibet, the royal grandchildren growing up entirely outside the system. No titles, no courtiers, no royal rules, but also no royal protection, no inheritance, and no official inclusion in the family line. They're royal by blood, but outsiders by circumstance. What kind of identity crisis will that create as they grow up? Will they resent being cut off? Or embrace their American celebrity life? Only time, and possibly a Hulu documentary, will reveal the full story. Money, media, and Meghan. Is this the beginning of their billion-dollar empire? Let's talk strategy. If Meghan and Harry are nothing else, they are media-savvy. And being cut out of royal inheritance may just become the greatest PR gift ever. Think about it. The underdog narrative writes itself. Prince exiled by his own family. Duchess betrayed despite loyalty and love. Young family fights to reclaim their power on their terms. The headlines are practically begging to be turned into content. We're talking podcast episodes, TED Talks, docuseries, book deals, social justice partnerships, branded wellness products, possibly even a scripted drama series about their lives. And let's not forget, Meghan knows how to work the American market. She's reportedly reactivating former connections in Hollywood, and brands are still lining up for partnerships. They may have lost the keys to the royal vault, but they might be building a vault of their own. The emotional toll when family drama becomes a global spectacle. Okay, let's pause for a moment. It's easy to watch this drama unfold like a reality show. But behind the titles and scandals are real people, and this level of public scrutiny can be soul-crushing. Imagine being at odds with your father. Now imagine the world watching that unfold. The heartbreak, the betrayal, the constant second-guessing. Harry has spoken openly about his trauma, about the death of Princess Diana, and the mental health battles he faced as a working royal. Now, with his inheritance revoked, he's facing another psychological blow, one that could stir up deep wounds. And Meghan? Love her or not, she's been villainized in the press, blamed for everything from Megxit to this latest inheritance drama. This isn't just a scandal. It's emotional warfare, televised and tweeted in real time. So, what do you do when your pain becomes a meme? If you're Harry and Meghan, you own the narrative. Or, at least you try to. Royalty without riches. Can Harry and Meghan thrive without the crown? Let's get real. Most of us will never have a royal inheritance to lose. But we do know what it feels like to be cut off from a family member, a friend, or a source of support we thought we could count on. We know the sting of rejection, the fear of the unknown, and the quiet courage it takes to start over. Harry and Meghan's story may be extreme, but it's also deeply human. Because here's the truth no one talks about. Sometimes, choosing peace over privilege costs everything. But it can also give you back your soul. They've lost castles, titles, and trust. But what if they gain something far more powerful? Freedom, purpose, legacy on their terms. And maybe, just maybe, that's the real inheritance they're building. So, what now? If this were a royal drama on Netflix, and hey, maybe one day it will be, we'd be at the cliffhanger ending of Season 3. King Charles has drawn his line in the sand. Harry has been cast out. Meghan is ready to fight or pivot. And the world is watching with popcorn in hand. But the final season hasn't aired yet. Will Harry ever be welcomed back into the fold? Will Charles soften with age or harden with legacy? Will Meghan carve her place as the most powerful ex-royal since Wallis Simpson? Or will history repeat itself with even higher stakes? What can you take away from this royal drama? Sure, you're not royalty, unless you've got a secret family castle you haven't mentioned. But you've probably faced your own inheritance moment, not just financially, but emotionally. Maybe you've walked away from a toxic job or family dynamic. Maybe you've chosen your own peace over someone else's expectations. Maybe, like Harry and Meghan, you're building something new, even if it's scary. So, here's your takeaway. You get to write your own story, even if it means losing something you thought you couldn't live without. Because sometimes, letting go isn't the end of the legacy, it's the beginning of your own. Perfect. Let's close this epic royal saga with an emotional punch, a dash of humor,